Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to make this family sign. And what you need is 6 of these squares. And they used to have them at Dollar Tree. You can get them at Amazon, Michael's, whatever. And I'm just going to use some black acrylic paint. And I'm painting the front, the sides, and the back. Now I have my family letters. I did cut these with my Cricut machine, and they are actually from a box of cereal. So it is a double box of the mini wheats, I think it is. So it's a really thick box. And then I have this Deco Art gold paint and a paint dauber brush, and I'm just going to be painting the top side of the letters. So I'm not going to worry about the sides or the back or anything like that. So I'm just going to daub the paint on. And I did get a little stick pin, or actually it's a pretty big one, to kind of help hold my letter down while I am painting it. So I end up giving this about 3 coats of the paint. I do dry it in between the first and second coat. Now, when I did cut the letters out with my Cricut, it didn't cut all the way through, and I did run it through several times. I actually had to use my X-Acto knife to finish cutting out the letters from the box. So really what you could do, especially if you don't have a Cricut, and here's where I'm taking off some of the tape that was left over. I forgot to pull it off, my Y at the top. But you can just go to a Word document, find the font that you like, print out your word, and then take some carbon paper and copy your word onto a cereal box, and then use an X-Acto knife to cut it out. And that way you don't need to have a Cricut, or if you don't have a cutting machine. Like I said, my cutting machine didn't go all the way through, and I cut it several times. So I'm just using my heat gun to kind of dry the paint a little bit. Of course, my letters were blowing all over the place. And then I'm going to give it a second coat of paint. Sorry, I still have, like, I don't know, stuff in my voice. I'm hoping eventually it'll clear up. I really do like the gold on the black. I think it turns out so nice. Like I said, on the letters, I'm just doing the top of the letters. I'm not worrying about the sides. And I just use tapping motion to put the paint on the letters. And this particular paint I did get from Michael's. They probably sell it in Hobby Lobby too. And the black paint was just apple barrel acrylic paint from Walmart. So here I'm just kind of going back over it with the third coat. Just kind of filling in wherever. Didn't really let it dry in between too much. The pen did help me hold the letters down while I was painting them. And if you don't like black and gold, you can use whatever colors you like. Okay, so I just have this piece of thin leather, and I am going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to cut those pieces in half. And then, so I need 5 pieces. So I need to cut me another piece. If you don't have leather, you can use material. So here I'm just going to measure this for you so you can see how big these are. The squares aren't exactly 4 inches, but they're close. And these are about 2-inch squares. Not exactly squares, one side's a little bit longer. And the letters are 3 inches tall. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of the leather and I'm going to hot glue it onto the square. Just not quite half of it. I want it to kind of act like a hinge. And I actually, well, you'll see here in a minute, I'll tell you. So I do put it in the middle, the center of the side there. And then I want to leave a little bit of space in between. See how I'm trying to make it act like a hinge? But I really didn't leave enough space. So I would say probably leave, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch or a little less in between your squares. Because I really did want it to act like a hinge, and mine didn't quite act that way. But I would say maybe 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, something like that. What I did here, I mean, it looks good there, but it's just not quite enough. I wanted the whole thing to fold into a square, and it didn't work. So leave more space in between than I did. So I'm just going to keep adding my leather to my squares, just like I did the first one. I know it's kind of hard to see because it's black on black. But like I said, make sure you leave more space than I did in between your squares. And then the whole thing should fold up into just an individual square, hopefully. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever tried this. It didn't exactly work out. So I just sped up the video. So I mean, I'm still going to be doing the same thing to each of the squares with the leather until I add all the squares together. And then you'll have to let me know in the comments, what do you think of this project? Even though it didn't work the way I wanted it to, I still think it turned out pretty good. And there we have all of them together. See how I'm trying to fold it up? The first two fold together fine. That one, the first three did. But I wanted the whole thing to fold up. But it's okay. I mean, you can stand it up like this. So it just doesn't fold up all the way. Which, I mean, it doesn't really have to. You put the leather pieces on there and it does make the squares stand up because you can turn them. And that's really all that's needed to make this piece be a standalone piece. So now I'm just going to take my glue and I am going to put a letter on each of the squares. And actually the type of glue that I'm using is the wood glue from Dollar Tree, and I just put it in this container that was empty. And doesn't that look good? Doesn't the gold on the black look good? I really like it. But if you would have done different colors, let me know what colors you would have used. Or if you're going to make this, I would love to see a picture of it. So you can go to Liz's Crafts on Facebook and post a picture, actually. Liz's Craft Friends. It's a group. And you could post a picture. And if you didn't want to use the word family, you could use whatever word that you want. Since Valentine's is coming up, you could do love. You could do believe. Believe is not just a Christmas word. I believe in the power of God and Jesus. So believe would be a good one. Of course, you would need more squares. You could actually make this for someone and put their name on it, maybe their last name. That would make a good gift. And here I am putting on the last letter. Family. And you just sit it up. And then you can kind of bend some of them there so that it'll sit up. I know you can't really see the letters real well, but I just wanted to show you how it could be a standalone piece. Let me know what you think. And here it is on my table there. I think it turned out pretty good. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and I will see you in the next video. If you want to give me a thumbs up, please feel free to do so.